Ethan here, but he wrote something that got a little bit controversial on Twitter and elsewhere. So he got attacked because, as he said on Twitter, he found out that people don't like to be told how they feel, which I think is an important lesson for all of us who are writing and writing about cultural phenomena. Zach likes to tell everyone how they feel.
Yep,
but I think that his point was that, if I can summarize his piece, was the way that workers in the NBA have been written about in the context of the lockout is in the form of, these bad things are happening to these people, and therefore the players and owners need to make a deal, as though it is up to them in order to, that they're beholden to the arena workers and the people who depend on the NBA. And to a certain extent, that's true. On the other hand, they just have to represent their own interests. But his point was that, we sort of use this as a cudgel against the two sides without maybe actually investing the time and deep resources and interviews and stories in these people in order to really make it worthwhile. How do you feel about that?
I pretty much agree with Ethan. I don't know that I agree with the execution of it, but ultimately I think people are just being sensitive. But in terms of what he was saying, it's easy to say, no, I really feel for these stadium workers. Look at what I wrote. Clearly I care about them. But ultimately, if you're not really doing anything about it, aside from that brief article that people are going to skim through and not really take in, I don't know that you're actually showing that you care about them. I mean, he mentioned, where's the Facebook group? Where's the fund? Where's the charity? Maybe that's a little extreme, but it's kind of like, you could write about how much you think the homeless issue in the United States is terrible, and you wish we could figure out a way to help everybody, and then you walk by a homeless guy on the corner and he asks you for change and you don't give him any. I mean, I just kind of look at it as that.
That'll solve it, though.
That'll solve it, but I mean, if people are willing to give money and to actually set up a cause for this, then I think you're honestly doing something. Otherwise, I think it's just lip service that kind of makes you feel good about yourself because, hey, look at how much I am against the owners on this and how much I'm against the people taking away our basketball. I don't like what they're doing. You don't like what they're doing to you as much as you don't like what they're doing to the stadium workers. And I think it's not as selfless as it's passed on as.
Well, I don't want to speculate on the intentions of the writers, but I will say that I don't think fans connect with this issue. I don't think that people connect with larger recession-based issues, and I think that's the problem, is that you can write about it, but it's not really going to get people fired up, and as you say, there's no grassroots movement to actually make an impact here. And so I think that that's really the problem that these writers face, is that no matter how much they care about it, it's a very tough sell for the basketball fan community. These are stadium workers that, I think a lot of us have had weird experiences with the beer guy, or the woman with the hairnet serving you fries that come out cold and weird. I mean, these aren't the reason that we love the NBA. So there's I think that there's also a disconnect there between the audience and the sentiment.
I think it's easier. I think maybe if you're using the stadium workers to represent maybe the whole business industry around NBA arenas and NBA game nights, a lot of places, a lot of local businesses thrive on the influx of traffic on a game night, and it kind of gets your business out there and gets people familiar with your business. So if you're using the stadium workers to represent the whole, local business as an industry suffering, I think it works better than just, these poor, popcorn vendors, they're not going to work 41 nights a year.